So what is up everyone, my name is LittleMarMan. We have another upgrade guide for the bows onto Eisendrache. This one is of course for the red fire bow. It's also known as the magma bow and the lava bow, but I'm going to call it the red bow or the red fire bow for this upgrade. And of course, basically a lot of YouTubers have been putting out wrong steps. They've been putting out wrong steps, unnecessary steps, and saying things that really do not make sense, and they've just been sort of rushing it out. I've sort of waited 2 days for all the hype to sort of die down, and I can pretty much learn from their mistakes. Before we get into this, I'd really appreciate if you could smash that like button and subscribe for more zombies content like this. It really does help me out, and it really does make me extremely happy. I've been growing a lot because of their Eisendrache, and hopefully that does continue. So without further ado, let's get straight into the upgrade guide for this fire bow. So it goes without saying that you do actually need to have the unupgraded bow to start off this step. And if you don't know how to do that, where the dragon head locations are that you actually do need to fill up, link in the description below. And with each bow upgrade, we actually need an initiation step. So if anything, this is going to be step 1. What you want to do is head on over to the clock tower. It's in the lower courtyard on the right side of the bastion if you're sort of looking out to the mountains. And you want to head up to the top, and behind the clock there's actually a symbol. What you want to do is shoot that with your bow, and of course the wall will actually sort of blow a hole in itself. And what you want to do is then pick up that part. That is part number 1 collected, and then you can move on to the next step. So this next step actually involves you heading down to the rocket launch pad, and periodically, obviously, the rocket does do a test launch, and every time it does, you basically need to either get out there or get inside. And when you are inside, the doors are basically closed, and they will open up once that's done. What you want to do with your unupgraded bow is, of course, head straight out. As soon as those doors open, run right out and turn to the right, and above that sort of little hut thing, what you want to do is shoot the glowing brick that is on top of it. It's more of actually a glowing stone, but I did actually miss, as you guys could see at the start of the video. But when you do actually hit it, a fireball is going to shoot all the way up towards the castle, and that's how you know you actually did hit it. And then we can move on to step 3. So step 3 involves you getting really familiar with 3 fire ritual sites. One is right at the slope next to double tap. The other one is actually sort of right outside the clock tower, right off the bastion, and then the other one is actually on the bastion deck. And once you're familiar with them, then you know exactly where you need to shoot arrows whilst you take a trip on the Wonder Sphere. Basically, you need to shoot inside each of those 3 circles in midair right after using basically the trampoline machine, also known as the Wonder Sphere. Now if you actually do hit the inside of this circle, basically that's going to stay lighting up, and the only time you can actually see them lit up is when you're in midair, and then when you do actually hit it in midair, it will stay lighting up. Now a lot of YouTubers have different strategy, a lot of people have different strategies for this. Basically, I think you should take the exact same Wonder Spheres as I did. I got 3 actually in a row, which was lucky, but you can actually be really consistent by using these Wonder Spheres. So the first Wonder Sphere you want to take is the one that is right above double tap. You do need to go into the other courtyard and sort of go through just like I do in the video and launch from this Wonder Sphere, and basically that's going to launch you right up to outside the clock tower. And it's pretty simple, like you land right beside one of these fire ritual sites and you can literally just fire straight into it. Just a quick recap from double tap, launch yourself right on over and you land basically beside it, shoot straight in the circle. It is really easy shot, probably the easiest out of the 3. Next up then is basically the Bastion Deck One, which I find easiest if you actually head into the courtyard that is right outside the church and basically launch yourself using this Wonder Sphere, and you can basically shoot straight in that circle just like I do. And of course the pad that I just landed on is right beside double tap, so do enable that right as you're actually sort of launching to the first circle. So quick recap, the one in the church courtyard, the Wonder Sphere in the church courtyard is the one you want to use, and of course you want to shoot the Bastion deck with your bow, and then that will of course light, and then you have basically 2 of them done. So that's 2 down and 1 more to go. Basically what you want to do is head to the Wonder Sphere back above double tap, and you want to hop on this bad boy backwards, so that way you're facing straight to the 3rd actual circle that is right in the slope beside double tap. And basically I didn't even hit it in this video, I thought, but then when I went back to check I actually did. So you obviously don't need to be too accurate with this one. I think Treyarch actually did add a bit of a patch to expand the range in it, so nonetheless it is pretty simple. Make sure you do actually take that double tap Wonder Sphere and hop on it backwards to actually hit the circle. It is pretty easy when you actually do it this way. Then what you want to do is, with the circles that are actually lit up, you want to stand in the center of it and feed it zombie souls. It takes about 10 zombie souls, I'm guessing, to actually fill this up. Then you get a huge big beam of orange light, and that's how you know you're done. And you need to do that for all 3 of the actual ritual circles. And once you do have all 3 of them done, you will get a notification in the top left hand of your screen. Then what you want to do is head right on up to the clock tower, all the way that you did at the start, and you want to run up to the back of the clock, and you want to hold square. Now this is going to spin the back of the clock, and it's going to give you a symbol. It is really important that you remember the symbol. Well, it's actually not. You can go back and check, but it will make the upgrade process a lot quicker. So when you do know the symbol, then you need to know your starting point and your destination point. The way to do this is firstly finding your start point. It's basically the one circle that stays lighting up. The other 2 are actually going to be sort of completely gone, as if they were never there at all. And basically the one that is lighting up, or lighting up should I say, is the one where you actually start from. So do take note of that. And of course, you at this point as well, you will have your symbol, as we just checked, and there are 3 fireplaces around the map. Each one of them has a symbol inside it. That is your destination. You need to match that symbol to the one in a fireplace. There are 3 fireplaces, and I'm pretty sure the symbols don't change. The first one is actually in the church control room, and that is just basically an arrowhead and then a double arrow stick, as I'd call it, underneath it. And that is, it's not the one that we actually got in this video. It could be the one that you have. Definitely do take note of it. And of course then the other one is in Eddie's room, which is right across from Samantha's room. That is basically the iron cross, or just rather the cross of arrowheads. And then the third one, which is actually the symbol that I got, it's very hard to see in this fireplace. It's like sort of the lighting, the way it's actually sort of done, the lighting and the shadows and stuff makes it hard to see, but it's basically the double arrowhead top and bottom with an arrowhead in the middle, just like the one that I got in this video. So I know my starting point, which was back at the clock tower, and I know my destination, which is of course the fireplace, which matches my symbol that is on the back of the clock tower. No doubt yours could be very well the same. It could also be different, so do take note of your start point and of course your destination and your end point, obviously. And here's where it starts getting really fun and really interesting. Basically, your starting point, what you want to do is shoot that with your bow. It's going to spawn what looks like a volcano, and then you need to stand near or on that volcano and shoot an arrow to make it closer and closer to the fireplace. Basically, you need to shoot it, and then from the spot that you actually hit your arrow, which is luckily enough for me right beside it, basically I need to stand near that again, and I then need to then sort of shoot the arrow into the fireplace. Now you have 3 tries to do this. You can use 3 arrows. I only needed to use like 2, and basically that is really all there is to it. You get a max ammo when you actually do complete this, and of course then you want to pick up the part. Then moving on to the next step, it's pretty much what you want to do is actually like head up onto the Bastion deck and hold square right on the fireball that's floating around up there. That is going to make it explode, a really cool animation I might add, and that is basically how to upgrade the fireball. Then with all the other bows, like all the other bows, basically you want to go down to the pyramid room, put in your sort of parts to the actual fire box, feed it with zombie souls, and then of course place in your bow, wait about 3 seconds, then take it back out again, and boom, you have the upgraded fire bow, the upgraded lava bow, the upgraded magma bow, the upgraded red bow, whatever you want to call it. That is what you have. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all learned something from this video. If you did, I would really appreciate if you could smash the like button once again, and of course subscribe if you are new. It really does help me out, and of course you will not regret it. I do post a lot of zombies content every single day, so do stay tuned for that. And of course check out my other videos down in the description below. There will be many links for you to redirect yourself over to them, and that's pretty much it. Once again, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all learned something. Peace out, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in another video very, very soon.